How cool is that? Around the year 1900, before the advent of cars, it's hard to believe, but there was a streetcar system that crossed the entire state of Massachusetts. Trolley lines, most of which have been torn up and thrown out, unfortunately, but some of it has been preserved here in Shelburne Falls, Massachusetts. I'm at the Trolley Museum right downtown. I'm gonna explore this museum. I'm gonna try to ride some of that. I wanna do what those guys are doing. Look at all the streetcar lines, which are in orange. You could cross the entire state all the way to Pittsfield. So when did this train line operate?
The Shelburne Falls and Coleraine Street Railway operated from 1896 to 1927.
Why did it close down?
Because people started using trucks and cars.
Yeah.
Same reason most of them did.
Very cool. I can go in this caboose,
yes,
right?
You may. Yep.
All right, I'd love to do that. What's your name again?
I'm Sam Bartlett.
Nice to meet you.
Nice to meet you.
Thanks for answering some
Sure.
questions.
Yep.
So that guy gave me some great background, but right now I'm gonna go in this caboose. Look how cool this is. Yeah, so you could sit up here, get some great views. There's another viewing platform on this side. Tons of storage down here. I guess you could put your drawers and stuff. Look at this, a fireplace. How cool is that? And a little cot bed. That's about the same size as the bed in my van. I'm not sure about that thing being right over your head. That doesn't seem like a good design. This is the OG van life right here. They even got the cot. They got a table for working on my laptop. Back in 1900, I'd have my laptop right there. They even have a sink. They have plumbing in here. But the coolest thing by far is that it's so freaking hard to point in the reverse camera. Anyway, they have a fireplace right here. You can cook there. You can have firewood in there. I would love to have something like this in my van. I'm sure my insurance company would never allow that, but some people do that stuff. Seems very cool. They're gonna let me ride the train outside. Like I said, it's only $5 to ride, so I bought a ticket. May as well when you're here. Wow.
And that's the trolley.
Going over the Bridge of Flowers.
It pushed the freight cars up the hill.
So that guy said you could actually take the train from here to Boston. You would switch right here. There are tracks over on the other side that are still in operation. These tracks on this side, I guess, are a slightly different gauge, and they went up to Coleraine to hit the apple orchards and stuff like that. But he said I can ride this little hand pump thing right here. This is the coolest thing ever. Can you guys see this? I guess you just kind of put your weight on it. I need to figure it out. That was so cool, that little hand pump thing. 100 years ago, I would have been riding that thing all the time. Apparently, you had to get off and physically lift the thing off the tracks when another train was coming your way. That's a little bit scary. But I did everything they have at the Trolley Museum here. I'm gonna explore the town a little bit. I got a cool sticker for the van of the Trolley Museum. So the first challenge is just figuring out how to exit this place and get downtown without getting run over by a streetcar. I might be the first streetcar fatality in Western Massachusetts in over 100 years. Okay, so I had to be a nerd and look that up. The last streetcar fatality in Western Mass was in 1916. So the first place I'm gonna go to is past a nice little pub restaurant right down the hill. That's some sort of converted train infrastructure thing. And then I wanna take you guys over the Bridge of Flowers. There's some cool landscapes on the other side of that bridge, some glacial potholes. I told you about how this whole valley is glacial. Everything is post-glacial here. I have to say, walking over the Bridge of Flowers is one of the coolest things to do in Massachusetts. That is just so freaking beautiful. Even the bridge right next to the Bridge of Flowers is an antique. But the real star of the show is this downtown. They preserve much of the old Massachusetts mill architecture, bunch of antique shops, a couple of markets. Everything is way overpriced. You know, I love antique stores like that. I love what they're doing. I want to help them out. But man, I got rid of all my stuff moving into a van. Anyway, here's a view of the Post-glacial river down there. I'm gonna walk up here a bit. I think Bill Cosby lives up here. I thought Bill Cosby's address would be easier to look up, but I guess it's not. I'm just kind of walking into a very hoity-toity. I shouldn't keep saying hoity-toity every time I pass by something that looks priced above my range. It's just what I do. But I don't think there's anything worth hiking up here. Actually, the sidewalk is starting to end. I don't want to get hit by a car and a streetcar in the same day. I also wanted to address the elephant in the room, my voice. I've been having the worst allergies of my life over the past 36 hours. My nose has been running like a geyser all night. My throat is just all sore and raw, and I sound like a bullfrog. I'm not sure if it's just allergies or maybe something worse, but it needs to end. I wanted to do a lot of hiking today. I think I might already be lost. I thought I was just walking back to downtown Shelburne Falls. Yeah, I'm lost. This street is really pretty though, and there is a sidewalk that goes all the way to the end. It looks like there's an open space at the end. Check out these flowers right here. That is absolutely beautiful. May is just the time to shine here. I guess I'm gonna explore Shelburne Falls a little more than I intended to today. Oh man, there's an amazing house at the top of the hill up ahead. Looks like it's eroding away, but I just had a super awkward experience walking through this neighborhood. I was filming a flower that was growing on the sidewalk. I think some guy thought I was filming his car, the license plate of his car. He kind of came over and interrogated me for a bit. Then he idled behind me. He's idling behind me around that corner right now. I feel super weirded out. I did finally look at a map. If I go down the street I was about to go down, there's an elementary school. After what just happened, I don't think I want to be wandering into an elementary school. So I'm gonna go back towards the downtown. Should be this next left on my right. The gaslight tinkers. You get gaslighted to the sound of a beautiful waterfall, which is right up ahead. Downtown Shelburne Falls is really cool, but I couldn't find a single store just to buy a freaking Diet Coke. I saw a beautiful hat, I almost bought it. But of course, the other reason I came here was the post-glacial landscapes, which are visible everywhere, most notably in the glacial potholes, which are just craters formed by erosion. Yeah, some nice history here, a lot of shishi hoity-toity stuff. I just can't stop saying hoity-toity. Everything about stuff like this, just like... Still got several hours of daylight today. I'm not sure I should end the video here. I might try to get a good hike in. I noticed there's some ridge lines around the town. It turns out you can drive up to that ridge line. I don't think my van is gonna forgive me. It's a hell of a drive. It's like a mini Mount Washington. But there's an Audubon Wildlife Sanctuary at the top of the mountain, and a sign that pointed to high ledges this way, whatever the high ledges are. Talk about a dilemma, so I can go to a fire tower or the high ledges. We're starting to come up on the ledges now, but there looks like there's a structure, like some sort of fireplace, as if there was once a building here. Yeah, there may have been a building here. I'm not sure if this was just a standalone monument, but that's not the real star of the show at this location, guys. Check out that view. Can you see that? Again with a mirror pointing issue. There we go. There we go. Not a bad view at all. Actually, one of the best I've ever seen in Mass. You can look right down onto the village below. So these are the ledges, but I suppose there might be more because you can walk a trail right here from the ledges called the Dutch and Mary Bernard Trail. This trail I'm on is very quaint, and you go by some of these old hedgerows, you know, these stone walls that marked property boundaries back in the 1700s. So this must have been all clear cut at one point. So that trail from the high ledges follows along a gorge after that stone wall, which is very nice and pretty. Nice to have the running water. But it goes down about 200 feet and then abruptly expects you to go back up, straight up a ledge, which is what I'm doing right now. I'm unfortunately wearing flip-flops, which makes this really, really difficult. Every time I step forward, I slide out of them. I'm thinking I should probably take them off and just do the rest of the hike barefoot. So I've been coming up the trail that way, going back up to the summit, but look what we have here. Looks like a little cave, boulder cave. Should I try to go in it? All right, let's see what we're dealing with here. It certainly does get progressively smaller, but I don't know about a person could crawl through that. I'm sure people have crawled through that. I'm not gonna do that today in my flip-flops and no water, no gear whatsoever. It also smelled like a corpse in there, which makes me think bears or bear cubs are in there, or maybe some kind of rodent. So I'm walking under an escarpment right now. I don't think these are bear or rodent dens. I think they're wolf dens, because the name of the trail is the Wolf Dens Loop Trail. I can definitely see a lot of cracks and crevices that go into the rocks. There's one right up ahead, like right there, or relatively there. I'm not gonna go in it. I wanna try to get back to my van. Well, I wanna get back to that fire tower because sunset is very soon. There's a lot of mileage here. I should have done some preparation, but of course, May is the time of year for no prep hiking. But don't quote me on that. The trail I was on went up Mount Matamasamit, something like that. But I'm back at that junction to the trail that goes off to the fire tower. Well, we're going past our first tower on this ridge trail, but this definitely ain't the fire tower. This looks like a AT&T tower. So we should be almost here. It's called Bald Mountain. Oh, holy cow, I can start to see it. Oh, that's beautiful. So I don't think I've ever seen a fire tower protected in a stone cylinder like that. That's very ornate for a fire tower. But the cabin at the top is something added on later. Looks like it's still staffed. It looks freshly maintained. And there's a picnic table here. I can't believe it, but it's open. You can go inside. I'm gonna take you guys inside right now. This reminds me a lot of Scott Tower in Holyoke, except the steps are way steeper. Yeah, I'm basically using all fours here. Well, 3 hands, one for the tripod. Thankfully, it gets good natural light. All those windows, they dug into it. This is almost like a defensive structure. It's crazy how solidly they made this. I don't know if it just gets exposed to the elements a lot. Why they had to make it so durable like this. It's cool though. Start to get some views here, but I think we're only halfway up. Oh, no, actually that's as far as we go. Yep, this is as far as we go, but these windows are totally open. I could bring my camera here and shoot right out of it. So you can actually see the Trolley Museum where I was earlier today. That's it on the left. So this is looking northeast, the complete opposite direction of the village. I think the most prominent thing here is Mount Monadnock, which rises like a big thing, dome, what am I trying to say? Right in the center horizon there. Now this is looking due north. I really should know what that mountain range is straight ahead with that prominent mountain on the left, but I for the life of me don't know. I think it's something in Vermont. And last but not least, before I go down, this is looking south. There's a bunch of buildings in the center distance there. That's UMass Amherst. What a beautiful day this has been. Memorial Day weekend really is unofficially the start of summer. I always do something great. This is the first time doing it for YouTube. And actually my first time exploring Shelburne Falls, even though I'm a lifelong Western Mass resident. I really like that Trolley Museum. I really love these trails, the high ledges. Thanks for you guys coming along with me. Sometimes I get lost. I think right now I'm gonna head back to the Berkshires. I got a place to sleep tonight. I'm gonna see a parade tomorrow with my family. I'll try to pull over and catch a sunset somewhere and throw it at the end of this video, but I think this might be where I end it. Thanks for sticking around, guys. Hope you enjoyed today's hike.